So in today's online tutorial, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how you can use Axiom Pro. This is a rather new exchange, and it is one that I think is truly great in terms of professional traders. So I would say that, if you want an all comprehensive one and, you're using large amounts, this is going to be the platform that I would say is definitely a solid pick. And I think over time, this is going to gain more and more traction. So I wanted to create this tutorial because I've been using this for about a week now. And there are some really good features that allow you to preserve your capital when using this exchange. So when you sign up, and if you can't access this, because I do believe that it's still currently invite only, use my referral link, you will have access to the platform. One thing that I do like about this platform immediately is that when you deposit, so for example, let's say you wanted to deposit some Solana, one thing that I do like about this is that if you decide to deposit in this, and this is just a test address, what you can actually do is you can actually change some of your Solana to USD. Now, you might think that this is not that crazy, but this is a really good feature because what this allows you to do is this allows you to preserve your account balance in the event of volatile prices. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. So if we actually take a look at the price of Solana recently, you will see that recently Solana has been on somewhat of a downtrend. Recently, this area was when Trump launched his meme coin, but you can see in the past, let's say from the 22nd of Jan to this year, so you can say from the past month, if we actually take a look at the price of Solana, we can see that it's actually down 40%. So if you're using this exchange, this is going to protect you from that 40% decline because, of course, most meme coin traders use Solana to trade. Your actual account balance could decrease by 40% even if you aren't trading anything. But when you're using Axiom, of course, you can do this in Phantom. You can simply just trade between Solana and USD. And this is super useful because what it allows you to do is essentially just transfer your Solana to USD. That way, if you're not trading at the moment, you're going to be able to have your money in USD and you won't actually lose value in your account. This is one of the small features that I think is really important, especially if you're trading all the time, because it allows you to preserve your wallet balance. And it means that, of course, when you're not trading, your balance isn't going down, isn't going up, and you know exactly how much you've got. And when you want to trade, you just buy some USDC and then you can instantly convert that to Solana and you're going to be completely good. So now when you are on this platform, I think it's really important to understand absolutely everything. This right here is the Deck Screener area. This basically shows you coins that are available on Deck Screener. This is really useful because it shows you the recent coins as well. Of course, it's got a quick buy area. So for example, if you want to buy something quickly, you can quickly click buy. It's got the 1 hour area too. And basically with this, what you can also see is you can also quickly see, you can see the top 10 holders right here. So for this, you can see this one's 9%, this one's 33%. You can also see if the DEX is paid. You can also see if it's LP burned, which is of course really important. And this is going to give you guys a quick overview on exactly what's going on. Now, of course, something that's also really useful, let's say, for example, you're in a group and you get a contract address. So let's say, for example, I've got a contract address now. I could just simply click paste in. And at the top right there, it just immediately pastes in. And this is a useful feature, saving you time when going between different apps. Now, of course, when you're viewing any token, if you look at the bottom right area here, this is going to show you a very decent amount of information. You can see top holders is at 50%. You can see the dev holds 15%. The snipers managed to get 15%. You can also, and most websites don't have this, but you can also see the bundlers, which is really important. So you can see how many, people are actually holding this in terms of different wallets. You can also see the insiders. So you've got a really decent amount of data in the bottom right-hand side, which is going to show you guys exactly how much these tokens have done. So of course, as well, if you use this and you put this up, you're also going to be able to see some traditional information. So for example, you're going to be able to see what other coins the dev has created, because you're right here, this is the only token he's created. He has created this token and it has migrated, and it basically shows you all of the tokens. Of course, for top traders, once again, it's going to show you the profit and loss of the people who have traded this coin. Useful information if you're trying to gauge how much individuals have made. Also, you can see the holders, the top 10%, and then it will come up with a bubble maps right here. Now, I don't know about this project. Of course, I would always recommend doing research, but we can see that on this bubble maps, you can see that there does seem to be quite a lot of wallets that do hold a decent amount. We can see there's one, kind of bundle over here, another bundle over here, and this is Insight X, which is really useful to visualize how the, money is being, put. Now, with bundles, always do research, because the thing is that when top holders hold this much, either the project is a complete rug and a scam and you should get away, or it actually does mean that this project has developers who don't want the project to completely die, and they've bought that amount and have essentially locked that liquidity. And that way the project can actually go to higher highs, because that's something I've seen on a variety of different projects. So it's always important to go ahead and do that research before writing off any project. So of course, with this as well, what you can do is, of course, you can see the orders, you can see the positions that you have. Currently, of course, I just have some USDC, which I've just withdrawn. And then, of course, as well, you can see the live trades of people who are buying and selling this coin. I'm not sure why it's not updating right now. It does say feed pause, but usually it's very, very quick and you will be able to see exactly what's going on. So as well, you do have a wallet tracker. So if you do want to track certain wallets, so for example, let's say I grab this wallet address right here. Once again, like NeoBLX, it allows you to see the kinds of things that they've bought. So you can see their active positions. They've bought into this coin right here. They bought into this other coin. You can see the history of all the tokens that they managed to buy. This is really useful, so we can see that, okay, this is a wallet. The balance has started to go up. Maybe we might want to track this wallet, considering they've provided us with some really good data in terms of showing us that their account balance is increasing. So maybe this is going to be a wallet that we want to trade. Of course, we can see the top 100 trades, what they've been able to do. On this one, they bought $1,000, managed to make $7,000. On this one as well, they managed to do that as well, and it looks really good. So for here, we can go to the activity, and what we can do is we can also see what they've been recently buying. So we can literally see very, very recently on the time frame right here, we can see they've been buying and selling these. Of course, if you want to rename this, we can put this as the big brain. I think it's tiny brain, big brain trader. And then of course, now it's going to rename, and now it's actually going to give us that data. So for here, what we now have is this wallet that we are tracking. Of course, it's different for the live trades. We can see the wallet manager, and we can now see exactly when this person bought in. So if we go to perhaps even the 30-second chart, we can look at when they bought in. So on this first candle, we can see that they bought in for, $800 and $400 at around a 50K market cap. It actually shows you the market cap, which is really useful because, right here, the data is just so foggy, like we really can't see the market cap. So they actually tells you bought at 50K market cap. And then you can see as it went up, this is when they start to take profits. Started selling at 200K, they'll sell at 180K, 200K, and overall, they just managed to take profit as it continued to go higher. So with that, we can actually start to say, okay, this big brain trader, we know exactly who this one is, and we've actually now got this person. So anytime we want to click this wallet, and let's say, for example, we go on the history, let's say we wanted to see how did they make money on their other positions. And this is why I do like this platform. We can go to Dignity, and then we can see exactly where they were buying and selling. So let's go to the 3 minute maybe. And we can see once again, this is something that they just aped in very early on. You can see right here, they decided to ape in with, $500. They kind of, sold a little bit. But of course, as the price went up, they managed to sell $900, and they managed to, I'm guessing, sell a lot more towards the top right here. So you can see right here that just using this website, we managed to instantly find a wallet that's actually a big brain trader. And they're also, of course, one of the top traders on this, area right here. So this is going to be a platform that is really, really useful if you want to look at exactly how individuals are doing things. Now, of course, we do have the Pulse area. And like I always say, no hate to the website, but I think, the only website that has a really good filter is GMGN. But I will say that, this area right here is, it's okay. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's the final stretch for tokens that are about to migrate. So it's not too bad. But oftentimes, I don't think I've ever found anything good here on any of the websites. So I think this is more of a website, not for finding tokens, like not, trying to snipe tokens and stuff. Now, one of the standout features from Axiom, and I think this one is pretty crazy and it's actually happening right now, is this little snipe button right here. So basically, if I click this button, basically this allows you to snipe tokens upon migration. As tokens move from pump.fun over to another website, which is, where Radium, they get the liquidity pool, a lot of traders are going to be looking at the coins. You can actually snipe these tokens immediately as it's there. So this is going to be something that allows you to immediately get super, super fills. So for example, let's say you find a coin and it's about to do well upon migration. This is going to be the website you want to use, because you can see right here that, let's say, for example, I wanted to snipe this. I am going to get rugged on this, but of course I do want to set my settings. I want to set my slippage. So for my slippage, I'm probably going to set this for like 5% just for this, there. I'm going to put this 0.1, and the bribe I'm going to put it should probably be 0.01. Yeah, it's probably 0.05. It's probably better. But for example, you can, try to snipe. Your snipes won't always go through. It depends on how much you do want. But if someone has launched a coin, For example, you can see right here, your snipe fees are low, considering increasing it to those values, that'll show you. But you can see right there, and this is a rug, by the way, because this is like 90%. So I'm going to get rugged on here. I'm just doing this just for the video. You can see it's top 10 holders of 90%. But you can see immediately I get my fill right there. And you can see that, I managed to get in. So you can see I managed to buy. It's going to rug right here. It's probably worst token I could probably use. But what it shows you is that this is going to be something that shows you immediately how you can get fills on coins. And of course, and then I'm just going to sell all of this because I know they're going to rug anyways. But the point I'm trying to say, guys, is that what this allows you to do is this actually allows you to get out and get in of tokens super, super quickly. So right there, you can see I made maybe 17%. Honestly, I have no idea what this token is. I feel like this is a rug. Top 10 holders have 70%. Wouldn't be surprised if Dev just sells and it drops, like it does now. And the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that this is what Axiom allows you to do. So if you do go on the Discover tab, in fact, I think it's the Pulse tab right here, and you do have your snipe settings ready, if you find any coins, this is going to allow you to, have that on coins that are migrating. And that's just going to be something that I personally find to be super, super useful. And I don't think a lot of people know about this just yet, but it's something that I would say if you know about this and you're watching this video, this is going to be a key feature. So tokens, that are migrating quickly, that's going to be something that allows you to get in and out, especially if someone just created a trend. You're seeing all of that here. You can see that, okay, the token's migrating. I'm going to snipe it. And then it allows you to actually get in with decent profit. So it's going to be really, really useful. So just make sure that you have, your thing set right there. And of course, in my private community, I actually spoke about this coin at a 15K market cap. If we take a look at the time when I screenshotted it, you can see it was called YL4, and it was actually at a 15K market cap. Now, where is that coin today? This was 10 days ago. You can see it was 10 days ago right here. And now you can see that that same coin actually peaked at over a 600K market cap, 400K market cap, all the way up 600K, now at a 200K market cap. That is what, like a 10x, 15x, 20x. That is an insane call. And this happens consistently every week in our community. Make sure you join so you don't miss out on these incredible plays that allow you to generate crazy returns. Another thing that this website does have is actually perpetual. So this is pretty interesting because what it actually allows you to do, if you have, USDC, you can see right here, I've got USDC on my account. What it actually allows you to do, and this is something that I'm actually going to start talking about as the market gets more volatile, is this actually allows you to long and short positions on meme coins. Now, most websites do not allow this because they just don't have enough funding. But I'm guessing that this, platform, since it's YC backed, they've got a lot of funding. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to short meme coins. So when meme coins, I don't know, maybe they get onto certain exchanges, you see right here that you're allowed to short them. And that basically means you can bet on these meme coins going down. So as for example, this random meme coin here, Mute, this coin has been going down and down and down. And something that is pretty useful is that you could short this coin. Now, shorting is very risky, but you are betting on the price going down. And essentially, in a downtrend, some people lose money. But in some downtrends, some people make money. So all the time the price is going down here, some individuals manage to make money. So you could short here. You could, put in however much dollar you want. You could short. You could set your take profit and, take loss. It's completely up to you what you do want to do. But I do find that this is going to be really, really useful because you're not only also being able to trade meme coins, but you're also able to trade perpetuals. Now, I must state, full disclaimer, trading perpetuals is super, super difficult. If you don't have, a long background of technical analysis, understanding how to trade futures, do not even mess with this. I'm someone that's been able to, make consistent profits with this because years ago, I was messing around with futures, and this is something that I know exactly how to do. But I would advise you, if you're a beginner, do not mess with the perpetuals area because you're probably going to lose a lot of money really quickly, but only do it if you're experimenting with tiny amounts and you're only trying to learn it. Or I would use a different platform that allows a demo area. That way you can, learn how to trade futures without losing money. There are certainly big gains, but there are also certain losses. But of course, you can see right here, I can buy. And of course, with leverage as well, I can, add some leverage. So for example, right here, if I confirm my leverage position, realistically, it should allow me to buy a lot more. For example, leverage basically just multiplies your entire position size. So for example, you can see right here, I've got $86, which is, 0.5 Solana. But if I wanted to increase my position size to 20x leverage, you can see right here, I can now buy 10.5 worth of Solana of, whatever coin I want. Okay. Or, maybe I choose to get, XRP. Let's say I wanted to buy XRP on the dip. I could, use 20x leverage and I could buy more XRP than I would initially have. Of course, that means I could get liquidated at a $2.4 level. Unless, for example, here I decided to buy in. Of course, I could lose my position, but that's of course something I need to do as well with take profit and stop loss. I'm not going to go into this right now. I do know how to do this, but I will say for beginners, avoid this stuff because you will lose money. Yield is really cool. They do have a passive yield. So you can swap your Solana for USDC and earn the yield through your earnings. Like I said before, if you're not trading, just, of course, this is something that you can do as well. You can create a Marginify account. You can put some Solana right here, and then not some Solana, some USDC, and essentially you can stake that. Staking, it means just basically add it to the liquidity pool. Other people are going to, use your money wherever. It's completely safe. Usually, okay, so always be, double check every, company like Marginify. I haven't double checked them just yet, but it's always, important to not put entire things in there because I've seen, APYs fail. If you ever see an APY above, I would say 7%, don't use it because 7% yield is just too good. But while 10%, 14% yields, those are too good on stable coins because, traditional banks, the max they will offer is like 4.5%. So I think even 5% might be pushing it. So I would always be very, very careful with that. So with, that margin, this is something that you can do as well. Of course, for your portfolio, you're able to see exactly what's going on here. You can see, the kind of things that I've managed to buy and sell. I managed to just, get some coins over here and sell them. But it's really, really useful in terms of the user interface. Of course, for rewards, they do give you rewards for trading. So when you trade over time, it does give you some rewards. You can see right here, I can claim this small amount of Solana. So for example, if I refer people, I do get some, points here. I do get some points and I do get some points. And you see right here, over time, this just amounts to more and more Solana. So if you are, using this platform, if you want to share your own code, of course, share your own code with your own friends. You be the one that invites them into the platform, and then you'll be able to, claim some Solana as well. So you can see right here, I can claim some Solana. So it says rewards successfully claimed. And you can see right here, before they also rewarded me some Solana as well. So overall, I think Axiom Pro is a really, really useful platform. I think, the trackers, the stuff right here, if I want to, see what this guy's doing, I can exactly see what he's bought and I can quickly buy. Of course, for the perpetuals, if you're familiar with other platforms and you want to, long and short tokens, definitely going to be perfect for you as well. Of course, yield, you guys know if you're not currently actively trading, you can put some, yield stuff right there. Of course, check over your portfolio, see how you're doing in the long term. Rewards are just basically stuff that, if you're using the platform, you're going to be able to claim some Solana over time. And of course, the Discover tab and the Pulse tab really, really useful to see tokens that are migrating so you can snipe those absolutely immediately. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to check out my private community because we got a lot of stuff going on there. And I'll see you guys in the next one.